Hey, so it's been a long time and I apologize for delaying this video. So why am I making this general statement here, like read in the title? Why is it only that public EV chargers are responsible for keeping the EV market running well? Why can't I be like better batteries can do it or better software can do it? Yeah, sure, bigger batteries can give EVs more range, but that in itself won't cut it. Watch the video till the end to know more about this whole public electric vehicle charging situation in the country. I'm pretty sure by the end of the video, I'll be able to justify the statement that I made. This is Pawan, and I insist tech. Let's get started. When you think about getting yourself a brand new sports bike, you don't keep thinking about how you'll run this vehicle that you just bought. You just go to the fuel station, give him the cash, he'll fill up the tank and just ride away. It is the same procedure for riding inside city limits or taking out your vehicle on a long ride. The distance doesn't matter at all. There is that level of confidence embedded into this ecosystem. The thing is, when you look at the EV charging ecosystem, it doesn't induce confidence anywhere close to that. And the only way to help the situation is not to only sell a lot of electric vehicles to the consumers, but also to build a vastly connected public charging infrastructure. Take Ather Energy for example. I believe this was one of the very few companies that had taken this seriously, but they are still lacking a lot. They had a 255% growth rate with 3,779 units sold in the month of April 2022. And the next month itself, on May 2022, they sold around 3,787 scooters. So let's say they are currently doing sales of 3,000 scooters at a minimum per month nationwide. The problem is with the number of Ather grids they have built. Around 350 working chargers comprised in 30 cities. And in Bengaluru, there are only about 35 to 40 chargers. The problem is not that you can't get away with 35 chargers in the city. Personally, I've seen that some of these chargers don't want to work at random times. Sometimes I had to wait for an annoying amount of time with my scooter at 3% charge because there's this another scooter which is plugged in and it is fully charged, and the owner just decided to go away and leave the scooter there, and I can't even plug out that scooter and plug in mine because the charge is locked until the owner unlocks it. Once I had planned quite a long ride to the outskirts of the city, thinking that I would have a public charger while I am returning back so that I could charge the scooter, top it up and get back home. But guess what? That charger wasn't working at all. So was the next one. But thankfully, I got lucky and found a working one, but I had to risk running out of charge a lot. Or else I should have pushed back my scooter for around 10 kilometers or something to reach home. I was an early adopter. I genuinely forgive these inconveniences because I know what goes into all this. I want to call myself more than just an average consumer. But when brands are making a mass market scooter, there should be a large amount of focus that should be going into building an infrastructure for fast, reliable public charging first, before expanding into other markets. Even Ola is facing this issue, but worse, the scooters are not performing well in the first place, and upon that I'm seeing these half-built charging stations in my city that are yet to start functioning. And most of these chargers that I've seen, either the private ones or the government ones, still run out of the electricity that comes from the grid and are not yet self-sustainable. It's kind of a bummer because it defeats the cause of this whole green vehicles thing. Most of the companies here that are putting up these chargers are still having a smaller money profile, or they are still in the startup phase. That limits them from expanding this charging network across the country at a faster pace, that too running them out of renewable sources of energy. But what about the established older organizations that are building electric vehicles too? Tata is the biggest player in electric cars in India. They have sold so many Nexon EVs, but I see their public charging stations very rarely. There is a very good advantage of charging EVs at home every night and having a full charge every morning. And I strongly encourage my viewers to charge their electric vehicles at home with a slower charger, majority of the times. But what about the times where that range is not enough? What if you travel a lot? What if you run out of charge accidentally on the way home? What if you're a power user? What changes should be made according to me? There should be fast charging stations installed every 3 kilometers in the cities. Install more charging points in a single charging station in areas where there is more electric vehicle traffic. 1 point per station doesn't make sense because now in 2022, these stations serve more than the purpose of satisfying the number game. No one wants to wait for long just to top up a few kilometers of range, whether it's cars or scooters. I've seen fuel stations installing charging stations and battery swap stations, and that's good. More of that should be done. This will help if people want to go long drives in their EVs. Very important. Private universities and IT campuses can easily install some chargers on their premises. It's very strange that they have not done that already, even though having a lot of capital. Finally, the most important one, the government must take the most responsibility. They can build hundreds across the country that run off of solar panels and probably even let users use them for free for a few years until there is a significant amount of EVs on the road. If these measures are taken, then we can see change as a country. If EVs have to become a norm, then there should be fast, reliable DC fast chargers spread across the country, or else this whole electric vehicle thing will remain a novelty forever. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you ended up liking it, do leave a like. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, this is Pawan signing out.